I am back. Well, I hope you guys have missed me. I know I haven't been making videos for a bit, but that's because I've been so busy with everything. We just had our retreat, which was cohort 2 in Bali. And then since then, I've been working on a new masterclass launch for you, as well as a new collection. So there's been so much going on. But in the meantime, I've been getting your DMs. I've been having people ask me, how was the last retreat? What did you do? Like, what was your favorite activity? And all of these things. So I thought, okay, why not make a video and have this be the first video that I'm putting out since my little break. So that's what I'm going to do today. So if you've been wanting to know what happened at our last retreat and you're curious, maybe because you want to join our next one, because our next one is in October, watch this video. Welcome back to the Start Your Fashion Business channel. My name is Stephanie and I'm the host of this channel. If you want to learn about all things fashion business, then you have come to the right place. Some of you may know I'm not just a mentor, I'm also a brand owner and an ethical garment manufacturer. So I've been in the fashion industry for over 14 years. And I started this channel to share with you my tips so that you can have a successful fashion business. So if you're new here, make sure to subscribe because I'm going to be dropping videos and you want to just turn on the bell notification too and make sure that you don't miss any of it, okay? And also if you're new here, check out my older content if you want more tips. And if you've been a subscriber for a bit and you've been supporting this channel, I just want to say thank you. Your support means a lot to me. We just hit 15K subscribers and honestly, I'm getting back into the game. So I'm looking forward to be putting out more content to be helping you guys on your brand building journey. So in today's video, I want to share with you what happened at our last retreat. So we had the second cohort of the Start Your Fashion Business Bali retreat in May. And it was a 5-night, 6-day retreat. And we had over 13 to 14 fashion entrepreneurs. And all of these women flew from all over the place. Like we had women coming from China, from North America, from Paris. It was just so beautiful that everyone decided to come to Bali to work on their brand. And some of them never even went to Bali. It was their first time. And even the first time in Asia. So it's absolutely wild. And, I love it that they're so dedicated and ambitious to be working on their brands, to travel so far to do that, right? And so, of course, just a quick rundown of the retreat for those of you that have no idea about it. We hosted our first one in August 2023. So that was cohort 1. And we hosted it in Bali. And obviously, because I live here and I'm half Indonesian, and it's also the place where I started my brand. This is a very, very special place for me. And also, it's such a creative place with a lot of resources for brand owners, because in Bali, there's a lot of manufacturers and suppliers. And it's just so amazing because you can get your brand started here, like me. So it's always been, the intention of hosting the retreats here so that we can help brand owners like you to be able to not just be creative, but actually physically create the products. And not just that, we have workshops where I share with you strategies. And of course, this is an opportunity to actually work on your brand in person, instead of on a screen watching videos, right? Like this. And so the first one was such a success. So that's why we were like, okay, we got to host number 2. But I was pregnant, and so I couldn't host the second retreat until May this year. And that was such a success too. It sold out. And actually, yeah, we sold out even one more spot because one of the retreat goers also brought, her partner. And so what happened at our last retreat? I actually have these questions that you guys asked me prepared here. So I'm just going to answer them and freestyle this video and see what we come up with. And so the first question was, what workshops did we have this time? So we hosted a series of workshops. So I did a branding workshop. because branding to me is like the backbone of your business. And so a lot of the brand owners this time, they were also new. And even the ones that already had a brand, they were really like refreshed by the branding strategy because, of course, like with branding, it relates to marketing too and how you communicate with your customers. So we had that workshop. That was a full on workshop. And we also did a sales workshop, which was helpful because we translated all the branding strategies and marketing into like how to sell. So we did one full day of workshops where I did around 3 workshops. And then the day after that, I had a guest mentor from New York who taught at FIT also do a workshop, which was also super helpful because she taught about like merchandising and also like how to actually order your stock and how to like, do the forecasting. And so this was very helpful because it was very technical. She had like a sheet on like a Google sheet, and so everyone was able to like actually like apply it on their brand inside the workshop. And so she hosted that, and we also had a manufacturer workshop where I basically prepared all of the retreat guests to meet with the manufacturer, because that was one thing that we did differently with this past retreat, was that we also did manufacturer meetups. And another workshop that I hosted was a sustainability workshop, especially because, sustainability now, it's important to at least like figure out what positive impact you can make with your brand, or like minimize the negative impact that happens like in the production. So even if you don't want to create a sustainable fashion brand, it is still like important to know, like, are you going to be incorporating certain packaging, or like how are you going to minimize that negative impact in the industry. So we did a workshop about that too, which was more of a casual workshop. So with the workshops, we have like different formats. We have a media room in the venue. So of course there's like the workshops with the presentation where you get also like the workbooks and the sheets and all the resources. And we basically, are in kind of like a classroom setting. And then we have workshops literally by the pool, like in the open floor living area, where it's a little bit more casual and it's a discussion. And honestly, like, this is the beauty of like being at the retreat and like doing this in person, because as we're doing the workshops, a lot of times like we actually break out in a discussion, and people ask questions on how they can apply it on their brand, and then we actually use that as an example. So it's very actionable and very customized. So I think we did around 5 to 6 workshops. It was a lot, and maybe that doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're actually at the retreat, we have like so many other activities planned, which of course it's not all about work. There's some play too, but 2 days of workshops is really like just the sweet spot. And so, question number 2: what was different than the last retreat? So the major thing that was like different than the last retreat is, it's actually 2 things. So one is the fabric sourcing. The first retreat, we didn't do that. We actually stayed at a different venue, which was farther away, and that was really nice because the venue was beautiful as well. But it was a bit more remote. And so we didn't get to do fabric sourcing because we just didn't have time. And actually, the first retreat, we did the workshops over like almost 3 days, which was like too much. So yes, the fabric sourcing was the one that we did at this last retreat, and we're going to do it again at our October retreat, because a lot of the women that came obviously want to see what fabrics are available in Bali. They want to be able to source for their manufacturing too. And then the second thing that we did differently was the manufacturer meetup. So we also didn't do this in our first retreat, but this time around, we actually, okay, so we had the workshop, right, to help them get prepared to meet with manufacturers. And then the day after, we had basically time slots to meet 2 manufacturers. And there was even some of the brand owners that ended up booking another meeting with another manufacturer that they found. So from our side, we actually set up 2 meetings. And this is like optional. You can come, you don't have to come if you don't want to. But what we do is like we give out a survey before everyone comes to Bali. And so we know exactly like what is everyone looking for, and with that information, we're able to like match you with your manufacturer. So with the previous group, there was 2 manufacturers that we set up meetings with because a lot of the brand owners wanted a low MOQ manufacturer, and we even have a no MOQ manufacturer, by the way. So we met up with 2. And then we had another brand owner who also set up a meeting with a swim manufacturer, which we recommended her to go there. So if you are interested to be doing production in Bali, this is going to be such a good opportunity for you, because in the next retreat, we're going to do the same thing. And, we're going to do the fabric sourcing and help you meet up with manufacturers. Okay, then number 3, can you show us the fabric sourcing? Sounds good. I'll show you the video. So we went to 2 spots to do the fabric sourcing. Again, this is because it's based off of our survey, because we send everyone like an onboarding, and during that onboarding, we get information from you. And so that's how we know where should we go. Like this whole schedule is absolutely tailored to our guest. And so therefore we went to 2 spots, which are actually the 2 best fabric suppliers in Bali for knit and woven. And so, yeah, we took everyone there. They got swatches, they saw everything in person, and got all the details for when they want to order. Number 4, so how many manufacturers did you guys meet and what type? So yes, we met up with 2, which is the 2 we officially set up a meeting with. And these manufacturers, one is an ethical manufacturer with sustainable fabrics. They're able to create casual pieces, resort wear, swimwear, intimates. Also, they're able to create t-shirts and like do more of a streetwear vibe, because they're capable of doing both knit and woven. And then the second manufacturer, this manufacturer has no MOQ, and they're able to do even beading and leather and shoes. So, like no matter what you want to create, we're able to help you either meet up with the manufacturer or like locate one in Bali. Because obviously, since I'm from here, I have a lot of contacts. So depending on what brand you're creating, most likely I have a manufacturer for you. Question number 5, how do the rooms look like in the new venue? So I'm just going to show you. The rooms are amazing. This is actually like a new venue we chose. But for the next retreat, we're going to do this venue again. And we love it because it's actually very centrally located. So there's a lot of other things that you can do in the area as well if during your free time. Whereas the first retreat, like the villa, it was beautiful, but it was way more remote. But this villa, it's a 5-star private luxury villa. So there is like a butler service. We have a chef preparing 3 meals a day. And on top of that, we also have turn down service, which I love. And so we have different room options. So we have like 2 different shared room options and also different private room options. And the private rooms are just so beautiful. But honestly, like all the rooms are nice. You can't go wrong. It just depends if you want to have your own space or if you want to, bunk with somebody else and make friends. And so in the last retreat, we also had one of the brand owners bring her partner and her baby. So if you want to make it a bit of a family vacay, you could do that too for our next retreat, and get one of the private rooms. So that is an option. So the last question is, what was the itinerary? Okay, so we started off with an opening ceremony and a welcome dinner. The first day, everyone arrived, obviously after like a long travel. Some of the women flew in and it was like a 24-hour trip for them. So we took it easy. We just hung out at the villa and got to know one another. And the next day we dove straight into workshops. So we had a full day of workshops. I believe that there was 3 workshops, and in between we had lunch at the villa prepared by the chef, and also between dinner, the workshop and dinner, we went to catch a sunset, which was really nice. And then the day after that, we went to Ubud because some of the women, they'd never been to Bali. So, of course, we had to show them. And Ubud is like the best destination for that. So we went to a temple to get a blessing. And then we also checked out a silver jewelry workshop to see all the artisans doing their magic. And we caught lunch in Ubud. Like this restaurant had the nicest view in Ubud. And we also did the markets in Ubud to do some shopping. So this was a full like 1 day excursion, and we did it at the first retreat too, and everyone loved it, which is why we did it again. And then the day after, we dove back into the workshops for the second series of workshops, including a workshop hosted by our guest mentor. And then we also had some free time. And, again, like throughout these days, like all the meals and stuff are taken care of by us. And we also had the fabric sourcing. So we checked out 2 stores. So that was also half a day. And we did the manufacturer meetups, which was also another half day. And besides that, there was, of course, free time, but we also had the free time option for you to do a photo shoot. So we had one of the brand owners actually do a photo shoot at the villa for her brand, and we helped her set that up as well. And there was also time to do one-on-one consulting sessions with me. So maybe that doesn't sound like a lot, but it was a lot. Like time just flew by, honestly. And we ended up the last night, we went to Tanalot, which is like this temple for a sunset. Unfortunately, we kind of missed the sunset, but it was still very nice. This temple is like very iconic in Bali. And then we had dinner on the cliff, like cliffside. And so that was the last night. And then the following day, we all checked out around noon. So everyone did get a bit of a tan, got some breakfast in before we all parted ways. So that is kind of what happened at our last retreat. And yeah, if you want to actually experience it, we are going to be hosting our next one in October. So it's going to be October 7th to the 12th. We're going to be doing, of course, all the workshops again, the fabric sourcing trip, help you meet up with manufacturers. So this retreat is perfect for you if you are in the early stages of gathering information and building your brand. This is going to be a good opportunity for you to not just learn from me, but be able to, source your fabrics, meet up with potential manufacturers. And especially if you have a brand and if you've been wanting to manufacture in Bali, then this is the perfect opportunity for you too, because you're going to be able to not only like pick my brain, but get all the contacts in Bali, be able to meet them, see them, and potentially, manufacture here. So I'm going to leave the link below if you want to join the next retreat, because we have some rooms available still. And if you have any questions, DM me as well. We can also hop on a call. I'm just really excited because this is going to be your 3rd cohort, and we're definitely going to be doing it again, but this will be the last one of the year. So if you've been thinking about joining, make sure to do that, and I will see you in the next video.